Welcome back to Industrial Edits, the first ever podcast series of SCMS Noida. After a pretty long exam season, we have another special guest coming on board with us for the podcast interview. And as our enthusiasts, this episode is dedicated to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Aishi Sahu, am honored to present to you a leading HR figure in business, Mr. Debashish Ghosh. Mr. Debashish is a senior human resource professional with over 18 years of experience in managing end to end functions in HR. Over these years, he has helped organizations attain business outcomes by realizing the true potential of the human capital. He has also led and driven many transformational and organizational development initiatives through the right blend of deep functional expertise, modern technology, and change management skills. He practices and relies on advanced HR analytics to gain insights and calculate role of various people initiatives. Sir is currently working as the Vice President and Head of HR for Berkadia Services India Private Limited. This is the Indian subsidiary of Berkadia Commercial Mortgage LLC, a Berkshire Hathaway and Jefferies financial services company. Prior to joining Berkadia, he was also associated with GE and Genpact, managing multiple roles in HR. Sir is an executive alumnus of IIM Calcutta and a Marshall Goldsmith certified executive and teams coach. He has been awarded with two of the most prestigious HR credentials in the world: Senior Certified Professional from Society of Human Resources Management and Global Talent Management Leader from Talent Management Institute. Being a certified practitioner of several behavior and personality assessment tools, he helps organizations identify potential strengths and blind spots of their workforces. Sir is also a certified NLP practitioner awarded by the International NLP Association. He is also closely engaged with B schools in several ways, which includes mentoring programs, master classes, advising on the curriculum, and selecting new MBA batches. He is also an active member of two premier HR associations, SHRN and HRFI, and thus helps policymakers and industry peers to track the latest trends impacting businesses. I can go on and on about him, but the list won't stop. So without any further delay, I present to you Mr. Debashish Ghosh. Welcome, sir. It's my privilege to be interviewing you today.
Ayushi, thanks a lot for this kind and generous introduction. All I can say is that despite my many years of experience, I'm learning new things every day. Every day at work, it teaches me how much I still do not know. And this constant craving for learning is what keeps me excited and keeps me going. So thanks again.
So, as we are all aware that this episode's theme is HR, and in alignment with that, our topic for the episode is HR trends that will rule in the future. Sir, please enlighten us on this topic and what as students should we be knowing about these trends. Over to you, sir.
I think there are three clear HR trends that are emerging out of the pandemic, which have the potential to rule the future. The first trend is, as I say, geography will be history. Now, what do I mean by that? Before the pandemic, I would have hired only local talent for my organization. For example, my company is based in Hyderabad, so we would have hired talent only from Hyderabad or, for that matter, anywhere in India. But in a virtual world, we will not be constrained by geographical boundaries. Talent pools will become broader, dispersed, and more diverse. So, in a single project, we would have people from India, Australia, Brazil, Japan, Canada working together, right? And in fact, I have given a name to this as well. The name is Global Plus Local, which is global talent, right? Um, the second trend will be in the areas of skills and competencies, mainly on the soft skills. As I've said in the past, today's soft skills will be tomorrow's hard skills. In the future, the focus would shift from critical roles to critical skills. Again, what do I mean by that? Let me give an example. Today, we hire as per the domains and departments. So we look for finance professionals, marketing professionals, or HR professionals. But in the future, we will look for fungible skills which are needed to be successful in multiple roles, not only in one role. For example, storytelling with data, or emotional intelligence, or influencing skills for that matter. Having such fungible skills will ensure long term success for both the individual and the organization. The third trend is that there'll be a lot of emphasis on personalization of employee experience. When we log into Netflix, Google, Amazon, it offers us choices and options according to our own likes and dislikes. That experience is very personal, not generic. The way we make choices, the way we pay, all these things give us a very good experience as a consumer. However, sadly, the same cannot be said for organizations. Every employee is unique. She has her likes, her dislikes, her preferences, etc., etc. But if you see the organizational systems and processes, they're built the same for everyone and not customized to our unique needs. Therefore, a lot of work will be done in personalizing the employee experience, as this has become even more relevant in a virtual world. So these are the three trends I think we should watch out for.
Thank you for those brilliant and mind boggling insights, sir. So, my question to you is that considering the trends that is prominent in HR, such as AI, HR analytics, and chatbots, etc., will that rather eat up more human jobs or will it bring more good by making more efficient and effective processes? What is your take on the same?
I'm so glad you asked this question because I know for a fact that this question is in everyone's mind. My loud and clear answer to this question will be no. Technology and artificial intelligence will not eat up human jobs. On the contrary, if you study the history of work in organizations, it will teach you that advancement in technology, in fact, creates jobs. But the funny thing, this debate over human versus machines is not new. I remember when I was very young, people used to typewriters. We used to stand in long queues to book movie tickets or visited PCOs to make phone calls. At that time too, people are worried about the jobs of typists and phone booth operators. Sounds unbelievable, but true. Now, forget about those. Even within organizations, the systems and the processes were completely manual. I still remember that during my first ever performance review, I had to write down my whole year's accomplishments in 3-4 pieces of paper, go back and forth and correct those after I got the feedback, then get it physically signed by 4 people, and finally file it away on a folder. Now, can you imagine a situation like this in today's organizations? Do you want today an organization has such manual processes? I guess the answer is no, very clearly. We must understand that the underlying goal of artificial intelligence is to enhance and improve human intelligence, to help humans make better decisions faster. Machines actually improve the lives of human beings that use them, especially by eliminating the manual and routine jobs so that we can focus on doing more creative and intellectually challenging tasks. All the modern organizations and some of the dream companies to work for, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, and the list can go on and on. These companies have their foundation in technology, and the jobs are created because of technology. So my humble submission to all the listeners of this podcast is, don't be scared of technology and run away from it. Instead, welcome and embrace it. It will change your lives for better.
Thank you so much for the answer, sir. My next question to you will be that in view of the ongoing pandemic that has completely changed the mechanism on which corporates and businesses work by introducing work from home, virtual meetings, and more, how has the role of HR changed in this virtual age, and how has the transition from a physical to a virtual reality been from an HR perspective? What's your take on that, sir?
Again, a great question, Ayushi. This pandemic has redefined the way HR functions or should function. And let me tell you, this is an exciting time to be in HR. Never in the history of organizations has the HR role been more critical than today. I know for a fact that the CEOs are working with CHROs like a trusted partner like never before. Because in addition to the traditional HR role, new roles and responsibilities are coming to the forefront. Let me share a few examples of such roles, okay? We have witnessed that despite being in the same industry during the pandemic, some organizations did significantly well as compared to others. The differentiator there was a culture. Culture going forward would become the single biggest focus area going forward. There will be a role of a chief culture officer in HR whose key responsibility would be to drive and uphold the culture of the organization. The second role that I see a lot of HR people playing will be focused on employee wellness and well-being. The focus would be on holistic wellness comprising of physical wellness, mental wellness, financial wellness, and also social wellness. So you'd see roles such as the chief wellness officer in organizations played by HR. The third thing, I also see employee experience coming to the limelight, as I had mentioned before. One key expectation would be to design employee experience in a remote and scattered workforce and really create an environment or an experience for people working across geographies. So within HR, head of employee experience will be another big role that is going to come up. One last example. When we work with a lot of technology and remotely, we need to understand how our behaviors work and how our biases work. So we'd also need a director of human behavior or human anti-bias officer who will help gauge the mood, the behavior, the culture of the organization, and therefore help us take the right decisions. That is one more role in HR that is coming up that I foresee. So as I said, the future of HR would be extremely exciting because we are going to do some awesome stuff going forward.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such amazing insights. And that brings us to the end of this episode. I would like to extend my heartiest gratitude to Mr. Debashish for taking out time from his busy schedule for us. Sir, I, on behalf of the entire SCMS Noida family, would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity, and we look forward to many more of such fruitful collaborations. And finally, I would like to thank each one of you for listening to this podcast. You have been a wonderful audience. Stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. This is Ayushi Sahu signing off.